Good morning. Welcome to 111 Main. Isn't this an incredible space? I'm Mark Gibbons, president of City Creek Reserve. Thank you for coming this morning to join us in celebrating the completion of this magnificent new building. We're honored to have Salt Lake City Mayor Jackie Biskupski and Salt Lake County Mayor Ben McAdams seated here with us today. We are likewise pleased that David Lang from Goldman Sachs is with us. We also welcome Bishop Gerald Cozet, Bishop Dean M. Davies, and Bishop W. Christopher Waddell, the presiding bishopric of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We also recognize civic, community, and business leaders who are here with us today. 111 Main sets a new standard for professional office space, not only in Salt Lake City, but throughout the United States. On occasions such as this, it's always tempting to overuse superlatives, but I can say with real conviction that there is truly nothing anywhere in the country like this building. The 720 square foot video wall you see behind me is just one extraordinary element of this building. We hope you enjoyed the construction photos that we have run as you have come in today. With the help of my team, we'll be using this screen to share a few video clips as I speak. The inspiration for this 20 by 36 foot screen, 6.5 million LEDs, came from the Comcast building in Philadelphia and from the Reuters news agency's screen in Canary Wharf in London. City Creek Reserve's decision to build 111 Main reflects our continuing commitment to downtown Salt Lake City. One of the major objectives of building City Creek 5 years ago was to serve as a catalyst for additional investment in downtown, especially along the Main Street corridor. Salt Lake City's decision to bring a Broadway-style theater to Main Street is an example of that catalytic effect. 111 Main is another. Mayor Biskupski and others will have more to say about the spectacular new Eccles Theater a month from now, but we can't commemorate the completion of 111 Main without thanking Salt Lake City and its redevelopment agency for their extraordinary cooperation in the public-private partnership of constructing these buildings side by side. Simultaneously, building 111 Main and the Eccles Theater has been a joint venture in the best sense of that term. The buildings share a symbiotic relationship in design, construction, and operation. To my left, to your right, is 111's entrance into the Eccles Theater. The glass doors we've temporarily closed for today's event, but they'll be open 6 days a week, allowing for free-flowing access back and forth between the inspiring lobbies of both buildings. Office tenants and theater patrons alike will use a common walkway to get to and from the Regent Street parking garage. But the best example of how these two buildings interact is in their fundamental design. Early on, it became evident to the theater designers that they needed a wider footprint for their site to successfully house a 2,500-seat theater. Meanwhile, we knew that we had to have 21,000 square feet as a floor plate for our office building. When the redevelopment agency first approached us about how to accommodate a wider theater footprint, we saw no way to give up that extra ground footage. At first, we were stymied in what appeared to be competing objectives, but we kept talking, and eventually we found a solution, thanks to 111's lead architect, Skidmore, Owings & Merrill. 111's unique hat truss design hangs much of the structural load of the building from the top. This 4 million pound framework of steel girders on the roof supports the 47-foot cantilever that extends south over the top of Eccles Theater. Problem solved, win-win. The theater gets wider in its footprint. We get the floor space we need. Both buildings are economically viable. And as a bonus, we've been able to create this incredible lobby space where we are sitting today. We can't say enough about how much we've enjoyed collaborating with the redevelopment agency on this project. It couldn't have been more productive as a relationship that continues as we work together on Regent Street. But Regent Street is a story for another day. You can't have an office building without good tenants, successful organizations that bring employees together in productive space to advance their enterprise. At 111, we're fortunate to have Goldman Sachs as our lead tenant. We've worked hand in glove with Goldman throughout planning and construction to ensure the productivity of their space. Much like our cooperation with the redevelopment agency, our partnership with Goldman has made 111 a better building. That 111 is a great place to do business is best evidenced by the fact that very little of the building's 440,000 square feet remain available. Deloitte has moved in. Goldman begins their move in next month, and shortly, we look forward to welcoming the U.S. Attorney General, Durham Jones Pinniger, CBC Advisors, Dorsey Whitney, Bonneville Mortgage, Clarity Capital, and Jones Lang LaSalle. I need to thank our neighbors on the surrounding blocks who have endured demolition, excavation, and construction. The Hat Truss design required 8 miles of steel piles to be driven in the ground. Thanks for your patience. We hope you'll agree the end result has been worth it. We appreciate Bill Knowles, Downtown Rising Ombudsman, for his efforts to mitigate construction hassles and to anticipate and alleviate neighborhood concerns. Speaking of construction, to conclude my remarks, let's take a quick look back over the past 30 months in a time-lapse video as 111 came together on this site, rising 24 floors to its 387 feet. You'll see the theaters being constructed concurrently. And here we sit today. Let me express gratitude to architects SOM and VCBO, and to our general contractor, Oakland Construction, led by the executive team here today and by Senior Project Manager Ben Petzinger. I also want to acknowledge our City Creek development staff led by Matt Baldwin. What a great team effort it was, thanks to everyone who helped make 111 a reality. You'll be pleased to know, as we hear from Mayor Biskupski and then from Mayor Ben McAdams, and we will be followed then by David Lang, Managing Director of Goldman Sachs Salt Lake City Operations. Mayor Biskupski.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. It's such an honor to be a participant in this event this morning. And a special thanks to our COO, Justin Beliveau, who really led the RDA on this incredible path, so thank you. From this beautiful lobby to the crown of the building, which lights up the night sky in a spectacular and energy-efficient way, it is clear Salt Lake City has a new icon, and this is just the beginning. Many of us will be right back here in a few weeks to open the next piece of this project, the Eccles Theater. 111 Main was built to fit Salt Lake City's needs, built around our city's need for high-quality office space to allow for continued economic development growth, which keeps our downtown rising. Built with efficiency in mind to reflect our need to curb emissions and clear our air, and quite literally, built around Salt Lake City's new Broadway theater. The pieces of this project came together in no small part because of the involvement of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a partner who has instinctively understood the importance of getting this project right. So thank you. Understood how it would fit with the larger vision of our city. And thank you to Bishop Cosset and all those at the LDS Church and City Creek Reserve who hand in hand are getting this done. Ribbon cuttings and openings are always wonderful events, and I personally can't wait to come back here in a month or even a year from now to see how this project transforms our entire city. Thousands of employees will work in this building. Thousands of people will come in and out of this lobby every day. This will translate into thousands of restaurant orders, thousands of green bikes, and lots of riding, and thousands of new customers for local businesses. When done right, buildings have the ability to bring energy to the area. When designers, architects, and builders focus as much on the space outside the walls as inside, buildings become anchors in our cities. I think we can all see today 111 Main is an address we will never forget. Thank you and congratulations to everyone who was involved in bringing this iconic building into our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to thank Mark Gibbons and his team for inviting me to join you today and to speak to you briefly. This is a project that I have enjoyed watching and been a part of moving forward for many, many years, and it's so satisfying to be here today to celebrate the opening of this incredible building. For me, this is another great example of the progress we are making toward the revitalization of Utah's downtown. As my Chamber and Downtown Alliance friends like to say, our downtown is an ecosystem. It's not just shopping or restaurants or office buildings, but rather it is an area where commerce and entertainment are linked together. When this building is fully leased, you will have 3,000 people coming downtown every day of the week. They will work here, true, but they will also shop here, and they'll shop at our small businesses, they'll shop at City Creek, they'll eat at downtown restaurants, and they'll meet friends and family downtown for arts and for cultural events. That may eventually total 4,000 or more downtown visitors week in, week out, 52 weeks a year. Imagine what that will do for the revitalization of our Main Street and our downtown. So that also is also a lot of direct economic activity and also indirect economic activity and a multiplier effect that you will get when this ecosystem, this system in our downtown is functioning well and functioning sustainably. So make no mistake, the opening of this building today marks a new era for our downtown, and we will see it unfold in front of our very eyes. And it's more than just jobs and money, however. It also means that our capital city will continue to be vibrant, to be alive, and to be an interesting place to live, to work, to visit, and to have fun. People who know me understand that, to me, there's nothing better than living in a place like Salt Lake City where I can be on the ski slopes with my kids by day or hiking a mountain trail on the weekends, and then eating at a nice restaurant and enjoying outstanding theater with my wife Julie by night. This is a thriving metropolis right here in Utah without the high cost of living. So thank you to everyone who has worked so hard to make today possible. Main Street, Salt Lake City is a great place to be. Thank you.
It's an honor to be able to speak to you today. I'd like to start by thanking City Creek Reserve. They've been absolutely tremendous partners for us, and we very much appreciate the partnership and the effort that you've put in to make this a world-class design building and certainly a place that our people are going to love. I also wanted to thank Bruce Lyman. Bruce, I saw you there earlier. For those of you that aren't aware, as this building has started to grow, there's one person I think that might be more excited about this building than Goldman Sachs and our people are, and it's Bruce. We would have very senior visitors of the firm come to Salt Lake City and visit, and we would bring them up to see the new space, and Bruce would show us around, and Bruce was such a passionate advocate for this space and what it was all about, and we just very much appreciate all of his efforts as well, so thank you very much, Bruce, for that. Goldman Sachs is proud to be the largest private employer here in downtown Salt Lake City. For those of you that aren't aware, we are close to 2,300 people now. So although Goldman Sachs has been in Salt Lake for 15 years, it's really been over the last 6 or 7 years that we've really seen tremendous growth in our employee base here. So 2,300 employees, that makes us the largest private employer in downtown Salt Lake City. Every year or every summer, approximately 270 new grads join us for the last 3 or 4 years. Many of those students are coming to us from the state of Utah, but we're also recruiting nationally into the state of Utah. Most of those young people want to live, work, eat, enjoy the arts downtown. And so we have a lot of very young, vibrant group of people that like the idea of growing local businesses, restaurants, all that Salt Lake City has to offer. So we're very much proud to be a part of the redevelopment and the development of the downtown community. The reason that we've grown so quickly here in Salt Lake City is our ability to be able to attract strong talent. Most of these people, as I said, come from a diverse mix of backgrounds and parts of the country. Being in the heart of downtown is a huge draw for us. Being able to recruit and bring people into our office, being downtown and in a space like this, commercially very, very important for us as a firm, and so we're very proud to be an anchor tenant here, and it's been very, very important for us. So in closing, we're very excited to be here for the opening of the 111 South Main building and look forward to continued expansion of the Goldman Sachs footprint here in Salt Lake City and also contributing to the success of this great city. So thank you very much, and we're very proud to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, David, and also thanks to Mayor Biskupski and Mayor McAdams. We know your schedules are very demanding, and we're grateful you could be here to help us celebrate today. Before we hear from Bishop Cozet, let me mention just a few housekeeping items. Following the ribbon cutting, Matt Baldwin and I will be available if the media have any questions. For those interested, we'll also be providing access to the 24th floor to see 111's panoramic views and to view the unique Hat Trust structure. Bishop Gerald Cozet became the 15th presiding bishop of the church in October of last year. As part of his global responsibilities to direct church temporal affairs, he oversees the church's investment reserves, where the rainy day savings of the church are put to work. These reserves support the charitable good works of the church throughout the world. We will now hear from Bishop Cozet. Following his remarks, We'll ask our speakers and the other members of the presiding bishopric to stand together to cut the ribbon, which will then conclude our program. Thanks again to all of you for joining us today to celebrate the opening of this remarkable structure.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm so honored to be with you along with my colleagues in the presiding bishopric, Bishop Davies and Bishop Waddell, to celebrate the completion of this remarkable building. This is a day of acknowledgement and gratitude for the exceptional talent, industry, commitment, professionalism, and creativity of so many thousands of people. Thank you for your comments, Mark. We really appreciate your work along with your team. It's an exceptional work that you've done with all the partners that we have. And thank you, Mayor McAdams, Mayor Biskupski, David Lang, for your words today. This has been a great partnership, as you explained, with the city, the county, and our tenants, including Goldman Sachs. So thank you for that. I join with others who have applauded the efforts of all who have contributed to make this day possible. Those who have been engaged in the creation and construction of this building know well that this project, with its direct connection and relationship with the Eccles Theater, represent a unique combination of art and science, technology and culture. In 2011, when Steve Jobs was introducing yet another of Apple's innovative products, he described it as, I quote, "Technology married with liberal arts, married with humanities." And this is exactly what we have with those two adjacent buildings representing culture and business and technology. He also said, as he went on to say something about the merger of science and art, that it yields us the results that make our hearts sing. And this is how I feel today. This building and the adjacent theater are an example of just such a blend of technology, culture, and art. Additionally, it's a wonderful example of how people with varied background, talents, and culture can work all together to create a magnificent monument of utility and beauty. There are, of course, many reasons people come here, and Mayor McAdams, you mentioned that. They travel from all over the world to visit the state of Utah each year for many reasons. But as a church, we acknowledge with humility the millions who come here annually to see Temple Square. We hear many favorable comments from those who visit here. They describe the city's welcoming spirit, the warmth of the people, and of course, the beauty of the surrounding areas. And only 4 years ago, I was one of them coming here and settling here in Utah. For members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, this is sacred ground. It is a place rich in history and significance. The church's commitment to preserve and beautify downtown Salt Lake City is an outward manifestation of an internal commitment to contribute to and to preserve the integrity of a place that has such great meaning for all of us. To that end, we have joined hands with many others with similar goals to make our city a place of welcoming, beauty, and friendship. As has been noted, this building will not only elevate and enhance the area, it will also invigorate the economy, show evidence of the modernity and liveliness of our business community, provide thousands of jobs, and ornament this wonderful city with a very attractive utilitarian marvel of a structure we can look upon with pride and gratitude. We are happy that this project is complete, yes, but we are also grateful for the bonds of friendship and cooperation that have been forged and will continue to strengthen as we work together through the coming years. At this time, I believe it will be appropriate to offer a prayer of benediction. In English, the word often means closing prayer, but it has a deeper and more significant meaning, benediction. In Latin, bene means well. Diction means to speak. So, A benediction literally means to speak well of. In my native language, the word benediction means to bless. In that spirit, I invite those who wish to join me in bowing their heads in prayer as we together offer a benediction on this beautiful building today. Dear God, our beloved Heavenly Father, we are filled with rejoicing as we assemble here today to commemorate the completion of the 111 main building. We offer our gratitude for the talents and industry of the many thousands of people who have made this day possible. The engineers, architects, contractors, subcontractors, construction workers, consultants, designers, administrators, financial experts, maintenance workers, community and religious leaders, as well as a myriad of others who have played a role in the completion of this project. This building will not only bring jobs and vitality to this area, it will enrich the community with beauty, culture, and utility. It will stand as a monument to many people's best efforts to work together to beautify and improve this community. We ask that it will be a blessing to this city and its surrounding areas. Will thou protect it from the destructive forces of nature and safeguard it from calamity? May this building serve as a constant reminder that people of goodwill from all walks of life and from all opinions and backgrounds can join together to accomplish remarkable things in such a way that it makes our hearts sing. We leave this benediction, this blessing, upon this facility today, and all who will enter here in the name of our beloved Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you.